Okay. Alright, this is the first feedback for Shay, Ross, and Johnny. We're going to talk about three things. So we're going to talk about, let's look at the blog, what you've done with the blog to kind of create this idea of you being a production company. That's quite instrumental. Okay, that might evolve, okay, depending upon the song choice, which I think you guys have already done, if you understand, right? Okay, so I can see that already be starting to be reflected in the idea that you get this background, which is great. Okay, so this idea that it is a kind of like a pop, upbeat club song. Okay? So we want to embrace that, because when you get in the part of the exam, so you've done 1A with 1B, 1A with Miss, right, with all the different audience theories of 5 of them. 1B is going to be a reflection on how you've grown from AS to A2. One of the things that is essential to talk about in that paper, okay, is that the concept of you having a production company this year as opposed to last year having just a standalone video movie, okay? Because I don't think you probably even thought about a production company or saw yourself as that way. You were just making a video. Now you see yourself as a production company because you're making a promotional package. Okay, so everything on the blog operates because you're trying to promote the artist. Okay, everything. All right? So, going through blog layouts, we already talked about the title. So are we tagging? Yes, we are. Good. Okay, people's tagging. And you need to make sure that you also put in your categories. Are you aware what the categories are? Okay, they're in the handbook or they're on the side here. So if you get those broken down into small little categories, for example, research into target audience. Target audience would be a category. Other products, another one. Okay, ICT, that's one. Okay, that way the examiner can click on that tab and they say, all right, Ross has done 15 posts on audience feedback. Okay, all right, they should be able to do that and navigate through your blog very easily. Okay, make it very explicit to them. They don't have time to be searching through and trolling through tons of stuff. Okay, you've got about 10 minutes to go through and say, yep, ticks that box, yes, ticks that box, yes, ticks that one. Make sure. When your brother was doing the course, they actually put all the tags in the title. The history of music videos, ... research into similar products. So you can do that if you want to. Alright? Or you can put the tag. I don't mind. It needs to be done explicitly. Okay? It just makes it easy for me to click on the tag and say, alright, this group has got audience feedback 10 times. That's a level 4. Excellent. Does that make sense? Okay? Alright? You guys have done a lot of initial kind of ideas and stuff, and so you've put a lot of blog posts on, which is good. Conventions, that's good. That's more than I think a lot of other groups have done with conventions. Have you started looking at the conventions that are specific to this genre?
Yeah, we writing a post on that just yesterday in John.
Okay, good. You guys are working quite hard. It's good to see. Good. Put all that stuff up there. So have you evaluated your skills then, what you've learned from them? These tasks, because you've obviously were all in different groups for lip syncing and
I think some of them are in the script document.
Okay. Alright. You might want to do a blog post that kind of collates that information. So you're in different groups, right? So if we look at kind of the AS coursework that you two in the same group, you were with Sam, okay? AS skills. This can be just in a kind of a mind map. AS skills. Ross, Shay, and Johnny. Okay? And then we kind of list 5 or 6 things. Right? So I know just initially from Ross, yours, you're very good at the kind of the close-ups. Right? You did some very well-framed shots. Right? Okay, you use tiles effectively for the genre. You might, maybe in yours, you might have some text come up. I don't know. Okay, but at least you know that you're all right at that. Right? Lighting. Right? Lighting. Developing a narrative. Okay? Right? That's with yours. Are those skills that you can use together to do your product. Okay? Once you've kind of evaluated your skills, which you look like you've done some of, right? You've got your song choice. You've got the conventions. You got the general conventions. Okay? What 1, 2, I think there's 6 or 7. Okay? You need to think of what genre is this?
It's dance.
Okay, dance. Okay? So you should then look at how these conventions are actually shown in a dance video. There needs to be a blog post about that. Okay? And then think about what skills you have, the skills, and linking it to here. Okay? How can you use those skills? You're marrying them together, so essentially when you do your video, and you think of your idea, we have a combination of these 3 factors taking place. not losing focus on actually what we're good at, but we're exploring some other ideas, and we're aware of the conventions. Okay? If you decide to change the conventions, then you go and do that. You know, but you have an argument, you have some sort of leg to stand on. Okay? You guys, because you guys have done a lot. You guys have an initial idea?
Yeah, we did that. Well, we actually sort of brainstormed yesterday.
Just check it out.
Oh, I need to say it was uploaded in the app.
Yeah.
I can put technology as well.
So this is initial ideas. Okay, slow and calm beginning.
Sunflare.
Convention.
They always use sun flares. Yeah, they always use sun flares.
Light is because light conveys the energy. Do you remember the one that we saw with the girls outside with the sparklers? That's why the sparklers were used. Before it was just outside hitting beer glasses. There's no energy, but the light kind of dances on the screen. You're going to have a lot of
I
dancing.
noticed there was high energy, but they always had it in slow motion or something.
Yeah, there you go. Slow motion is quite important. We looked at a video once. It's on my, where it's kind of mostly in slow motion, that dance kind of feel, and then you can speed it up.
They slow it down right before the drop, and then they drop it and they run. They always like run
So
really
you know
fast.
some of these conventions, right? That's what you put down here for editing.
I've got footage from Beer Festival.
Do you?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
on my phone.
So
It looks so raw as well.
montage editing to the beat. Yeah, montage editing. You got a lot of the stuff here. Is stuff that's going to go on there. This. Okay. Okay. This free runners. Tell me this free runners idea.
Right, because I got friends that do dancing, and like a lot of them do free running as well. I was
What is
thinking
free
like,
running again?
parkour. Like,
They run and do flips and bounce over
like
stuff.
in the street and stuff, just like
Okay.
running through.
That's a good idea.
So I thought that this is just an idea that we could like film him like
We're
calm.
going to analyse some dance videos. They're always like running around the streets. We're going to analyse one where they're on like pogo sticks. And there's a lot of slow motion. They're
Okay.
away from the police.
When you look at those, see if there's a narrative.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you can't have not a narrative, but see if there's a performance. I'm sorry. See if there's a performance, because I think the danger is if you just have if there's any performance at all in those videos.
Probably disclosure of the performance one.
Just because if I could just think a video of just pogo sticks, it might be we don't get kind of a singer. And I think with the song you need to have that powerful singer. If you look at kind of the singer,
Our song choice has him in it in the actual video for it. He comes in like halfway through. And
so
then
I
it's
think
main-
blending those two things, so you could see if someone was doing the pogo sticks, I don't know, him just walking down the street, kind of like
Like in the back, like
Bittersweet Symphony, and then we have kind of him, and he's kind of he sees these things occurring, you know. So think about that. The complication with these three different Hampstead Heath, Camden, London, that's a lot of locations, guys. I'm not saying you can't be ambitious, right? But think about what you can do with time management and things like that. Okay,
do
if
that
that's going to
film
be.
schedule thing where you film all the shots in one place and
Yeah.
then finish that.
Yeah.
And then another day of film you go
You
somewhere.
can also you ever go to like the parks and you see those guys that are really good with like rollerbladers.
Yeah, they're always in Stratford, the old Stratford Centre as well.
Yeah,
like,
they are.
And they're all keen to do stuff
If you
like
ask
this.
them and say you wouldn't be in video, they would love it.
We can Gabby is sick of
Did
it.
they really do that?
Yeah,